Hi, welcome back. Oh, you saw that pillow flying.
Oh dear.
Don't worry, sometimes we tend to have fun here like that. Okay, but let's look at this. Bold steps in the face of uncertainty. We were just talking about cashless policy and how things are looking
A bit up and down, you know.
like as if they're dancing to a aeroplane turner. But Sunny Neji said it will soon land.
By his grace.
By his grace.
Yes.
Anyway, WIMBIZ is here again, and this year's lecture is designed to challenge women and men to push the envelope and chart new territories in line with our objective to empower women to achieve their potential and become meaningful contributors to economic development. When I added "and men," Alera smiled. Because when you push the woman, you're pushing her man.
You were looking at the camera, so how did you see me?
I sensed that smile. Alera, come on.
Okay. Right.
Okay, so you're pushing her man, you're pushing her brother, you're pushing her father, you're pushing her son when you push and empower the woman. Yeah. The lecture seeks to align with this year's theme, Be Bold for Change. As a result, the 2017 lecture topic is Bold Steps in the Face of Uncertainty. Okay, so the people that will help us explain all of that. Aisha Ahmad, Chairperson, WIMBIZ Executive Council. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Also here is Ebisan Akinsoya, WIMBIZ Executive Council member.
Thank you.
And Ms. Abiola Adekoya, a WIMBIZ associate.
Thank you very much.
And Alera is also a WIMBIZ attendee. Well, you've been going, haven't you? Yes, she won't say anything. Okay, so me, I am a WIMBIZ associate. I'm sitting in the midst of them. Yes.
Balogun. Among the women.
Okay. All right, let's begin with you, Mrs. Ahmad.
Yes.
Bold steps in the face of uncertainty. That theme appears to have been drawn from uncertain situations around.
Yes.
Why?
So that theme is drawn from two different ideas. So the first is the International Women's Day theme, which is bold and be bold for change, which seeks to challenge everyone, right, to focus on what we're trying to do with women, ensuring that there's gender parity, etc. Right? So let's be bold and let's, make the meaningful changes we want to see, so that women can take their rightful place in leadership across private sector and public sector. The uncertainty part is to bring it home to us. I think 2016 was a difficult year for many people from an economic standpoint. We had to adjust to a new normal, which was a difficult economic terrain, including some uncertainty about how the future will pan out. Now, for us, we see, or we sort of align with the view that we will see a recovery this year, right? So, but we're still not sure.
To that.
Amen. But we're still not sure how that will pan out. So both steps in the face of uncertainty is to sort of challenge women to look at the opportunities inwards, and I'm glad that everyone is doing that now. But how can they navigate those opportunities? What do they need to look out for? And I noticed that we noticed at WIMBIZ that quite a lot of us have been a bit reticent about taking action. So we want women to go out there, take action, and that's what the theme is all about.
WIMBIZ is about 15 years old now, Ebisa. What are the notable landmarks? How have you, just give us landmarks as to how you have affected women in business and whatever it is that WIMBIZ is set up to do.
Okay, so in the 15 years that WIMBIZ has been, we've had several events, workshops, but I think that what is important to mention is the underlying purpose of those events, which is to sort of turn on a light in women for them to see what is possible. You see, we find that most women are limited by various circumstances, sometimes placed upon themselves. So what WIMBIZ does is that we present an alternative perception or view that shows that there are possibilities, an alternative view to greatness that women can aspire to achieve.
Yeah, and
can you just give me important landmarks?
So when you say landmarks, so you know what WIMBIZ is. We're an organization that inspires women. So when you think of our events, which is why I talked about, we've done so many things. We've mentored so many women, including young girls in university.
Yeah, name a few who have gone out and achieved things.
Recently, in fact, we had a meeting, and you know Buki George, she said to us that she looks back at her history in coming back to Nigeria, and she can actually say clearly that WIMBIZ was a platform that launched her and gave her that, inspired her to know that I can do and be anything I want to be. And we all know what Health Plus is today and how Health Plus has grown.
Okay.
Can I add to that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so in terms of impact, so I'm sure you want to know how many women we've impacted. 80,000 women. We have a variety of programs that try to address some challenges that women that are in business face, challenges that women that are in management face. Last year, in celebration of our 15th anniversary, we came up with the Big Sister program, which was looking at how we can inspire young girls that are in public secondary schools, and we saw how compelling that was, not only for the girls themselves but also for the mentors which came from the WIMBIZ network. And there are many examples of women that have risen through the ranks, whether it's in private sector or business, in their journey with WIMBIZ, because WIMBIZ is 16 years old this year.
Nabiola,
just one last point to add on that, the networking opportunities. And I suppose we haven't also sat down to think about, if we were to measure the impact in terms of monetary values from transactions people have met that started with the relationships they met at our events, I think it would be wonderful for us to look back and begin to track those achievements.
Okay. Nabiola, who is the WIMBIZ associate?
So the WIMBIZ associate is, let me speak for myself. So I joined WIMBIZ because I thought at a certain level in my life, it was important for me to broaden my reach and broaden my, my growth as a woman in, growing in leadership. And so the WIMBIZ associate is a lady who is looking to develop herself, who is looking to...
Is a new member.
So usually a new member or someone
junior member.